Yes, sir. Some of us played spoiler. One of us got spoiled. Bad. Sorry, Larry.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was the last weekend of the regular season right there, right?
That's it. Week 14 recap. That's it for the regular season.
Oh, wow.
Here we are approaching the first week of the playoffs, week 15. Week 14 was very interesting.
Week 14 was very good. Very good.
It was.
I just want to point out that the folks that you had counted out, the three of us that were down and eliminated, we all made things a little rough for folks.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Two out of three got a win. The third one, pretty much, he came very close to getting a win.
Yep. Push it to the last night. Night. I know there was some fool down in Houston sweating hard.
Oh, yeah. I know he was. I absolutely know he was. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, man. It's kind of interesting how it turned out. As it turned out, if we were to have a vote at this point in time, I'm sure Larry would probably vote towards saying no waiver moves if you're already eliminated. But
oh man,
you know, we did the right thing.
Hey, you know.
And on the flip side of that, I will point out that I know you had to make a couple moves because you had some folks to buy.
Yep.
Which helped you out, obviously.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Getting the win in your matchup. But Moon Pies didn't make any moves. Mm-hmm. She had an impressive win. Mm-hmm. And Sandbox didn't make any moves. And he was winning. And you know.
He was winning, but he had some bad luck.
Oh man, terrible luck.
I mean, we can talk about it when we get to the matchups, but you know, he did. Luck. So speaking of the matchups, let's go ahead and take a look at see who got high score this week.
Well,
I'll let you read that name off.
Yeah, man. We'll get to that. Before I jump right into that.
Should I go back to the big screen?
No. You can. I mean, you can leave it up there, just so we can mull over that and check that high score out while we.
Oh, okay.
But coming into this week, week 14, there was 5 teams pretty much fighting for 4 spots.
Right.
Jose 8-5.
Right.
Myself, X-Men, King C-Lo, and DC Party, we were all 7-6. Mm-hmm. So between us 5, it came down to 4 spots being available.
Yep.
So who won or lost was going to be pretty key into how things shook up into to what we'll get to here with the recent standings. But yeah, man, back to the recaps here.
Yep.
The highest of the high scores this week goes to Big Dog.
The big dog
of all weeks.
We're not out till we're out.
Of all weeks to get high score, you decide to do it on the last week of the regular season and bump somebody that was in playoff contention out.
Yeah, he was. And Larry, I do feel kind of bad, but I had to do what I had to do. I had to get my dub. Get that last high score. That's 3 high scores this season. So I think I'm tied with somebody else for the most high scores.
No, Hustler had 5.
Oh, Hustler had 5?
Yeah.
Damn, Hustler.
Yeah.
Damn, you rolling.
Yeah. He's been hustling. He's been hustling all season. But so with your matchup with Party, he was actually projected to win.
Yep.
But we know we were trying to play spoiler.
Yep.
You were actually out front. Then projections got kind of tight, going out through Sunday.
Right.
He was out there marking your territory, and you were actually up by over 100 points going into the 4 p.m. game. So I'm sure by then Larry's like, "What the hell's going on?" So you ended Sunday with a comfortable lead.
Yeah, it was kind of back and forth because I was tracking hard this weekend, and it was like at one point I had like a 52% chance of winning, and all of a sudden he had like a 51% chance, and then it flipped back the other way, and then finally it started to break down into the 60s and 70% chance of winning for me. So, that right about I felt comfortable when it said 99%. So
at that point, it's pretty much written at that point. But yeah, so yeah, he had one player Monday, and you were done by then, but it didn't matter. I mean, by then you had pretty much secured the win, secured the high score of all weeks.
Perfect week. Perfect week. Hey, but it's like I said, it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. I mean, that score, I pretty much didn't do that much different with my squad, but it's just week to week, everything different,
so anything can happen, no doubt. So I guess for DC Party Larry, this probably felt like, walking through the yard and stepping in some dog doo-doo.
Hey, look, I'm a dog. What can I say? I got to mark my territory.
Exactly.
I got to mark my territory.
Exactly. Stepping in some dog doo-doo can just mess your whole day up. Mess your day up, mess off your playoff.
See, I don't have a king's court following me to pick that shit up. Like literally pick that shit up.
Yeah, so congrats, man. Congratulations to you. DC Party Larry, you put up a hell of an effort this season.
Hell of an effort.
Unfortunately, you right on the outside of the party. And looking and still enjoy though. Hopefully enjoy the playoff matchups, man. But hell of a season, man. I gotta give it up to you, man. So, coming off of last season, you put in a lot of work this season, man.
Yeah, he's 7-7. Yeah, did good.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a playoff run too, so
let's see what we got next here. The next highest is Moon Pies and X-Men.
Moon Pie. Okay. Now is when we show this. Good job, Moon Pies. Good job.
Yeah.
Elephant. Excellent job on your part.
It was. She was projected to win out front as a potential spoiler again, because X-Men was in situations where a win would have been better for him. As it turns out, even with the loss, he still scraped by and he's on the edge in that 6th seed. But yeah, Moon Pies handled her business.
Yeah, when we get to the standings, we'll tell you how close it was for that sixth spot, because it was pretty tight.
Very tight. Very tight. But congrats Moon Pies, and also congrats to X-Men for holding on to that 6th seed. You dropped down some, but you're still in there. You're still in that top 6.
All right.
Then we got next up, Jose and Baller.
Jose.
Wow. So this one, obviously, I was watching pretty close. I bounced out front first, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And had a pretty comfortable lead, man. I want to say I was up by almost 100 points going into the 4 p.m. games. So, I was feeling pretty good.
Right.
And at that point, to be honest with you, I was feeling myself a little bit. I only had 9 in my lineup.
Right.
I was going to go without a tight end.
Yeah, I saw that was your tight end. I thought it was going to be your kicker that you left out, but,
Yeah, no, I decided I'd go without a tight end. And, as it turns out, I could have went without my kicker, because he didn't do a damn thing for me. But, I figured I'd just take a chance to see how things went. As it turned out, Jose really hadn't shown up for work quite yet. And by the time he did, he put up a hell of an effort.
He clocked in and went to work.
He clocked right in and went to work around that time. So the 100-point lead that I had didn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah, that looked
Came
like
down to Monday night, though. I still had my defense, and what was it I had? Defense is somebody I had. And he had somebody. I can't even remember at this point in time, but I was a little disappointed, man, that I actually ended up picking up a tight end late for one of the Monday night games, hoping that might kind of just give me that edge I needed to make up the difference. But his boy showed up a little more than I expected.
Yeah, you needed 15 points, man.
Yeah. Well, here again, not to take anything away from Jose, he's still somehow working his magic. But I had a player go down. Went down early, didn't give me much. Had another player go down. Actually, Jacobs went down before he got a chance to give me much. So, these things happen in the world of fantasy. But congratulations, Jose. With this win, what happened? He actually ended up jumping up to the 3rd seed.
No, he's 2nd seed.
I'm sorry, 2nd seed.
Second seed.
Yes,
Yeah.
he jumped up. He was already a 3rd seed.
Right.
He jumped up to the 2nd seed because the next matchup that we're going to talk about here, Hustle
Right.
and Chief,
Right.
Chief actually ended up taking an L.
Yep. Chief took an L.
He took an L. So this was tightly projected matchup with Hustler and Chief, the top two teams at that point in time. Hustler had an early lead. Projections kind of moved in his favor going into the 4 p.m. games, and he had the lead going into Monday night. But Chief was prepared to make a stand at that point. He had, I think 3-4 players Monday. And he put up a hell of an effort. Hustler's crew didn't produce quite as much as he was probably expecting. And Chief's boys put up a decent enough effort that it ended up being a 1.25 point difference.
Well, all I know is these are low scores for both of them.
It is.
Yeah, low scores
Definitely.
for both of them. I was surprised, okay?
Definitely.
I mean, and you lost by less than 2 points.
Yeah.
So, or won by less than 2 points. Either way you want to look at it. So it was a tight game.
Yeah, it was. And for what it's worth, had Chief won, he would have maintained his second seed. Turns out he lost. So now he slid down to the 3rd seed. Jose jumped up to 2nd seed. What we don't know is all of this a part of Chief's plan.
I was just thinking that. I was like, because you know what? If he loses in this first round now,
Right.
okay, he ain't got no excuses. Okay, because he didn't have that first round bye that, that seems to always jinx him for that second round game,
Right.
So, but if he wins and then he loses in the second round, maybe it's the second round jinx.
Could be.
I'm just putting that out there. I ain't trying to put the I don't know, the hex on you there, Chief. I'm just saying, the second round is what gets you. Okay, it may not have been the bye. It might have just always be the second round.
Well, we will see. We will definitely find out. But congrats, Chief.
Right. Now,
Hustler and Chief. Hustler.
And no disrespect to Hustler, but I just feel like this could be a matchup, the preview of the championship matchup. The way these two teams have been scoring.
If you look.
I'm sorry. No disrespect to Jose. My bad.
Right.
So,
right. Well, any of them at this point, by the rankings. But if you look at the points overall throughout the season, I would say, this could possibly be a preview. I imagine the championship would be more than 160, 70 points.
I don't know. But, the way this year's been going, I don't know.
But even with that being said, it was a tight matchup. Less than 2 point difference. So congrats to Hustler for the win. Chief, congrats to you. Still in the playoffs and the 3rd seed.
All right. And then...
and last, but certainly not least matchup, we've got King C. Loke and Sandbox. Now this one here, Sandbox was projected to overtake the King. In which he would have really been playing spoiler.
He would have been. He would have been
playing spoiler. Would have knocked him off the playoff picture. But Loke wasn't looking so lucky. You know what I mean? As the games were going through, it really looked like Sandbox was going to knock him off. But then Sandbox just got hit with that bug this year, man.
Man, those injuries, man.
All season.
Yeah, he had 2 of his key guys.
2 key guys this week. Just on top of all the injuries that he suffered throughout this whole fantasy season. So maybe King C. Loke was lucky after all.
I think he was. I think it's King C. Lucky. Okay?
It may have been on this week.
Because he won with 168. Okay?
Exactly.
I mean, what's that tell you?
Yeah, that doesn't usually get it done. But he had those injuries. Sandbox had those injuries. Yeah. So with that win, King C. Lucky, you found your way into the playoffs, and actually ended up sliding up to the 4th seed with that win and with the other losses. So congratulations to you, brother.
So, well, we've kind of already been talking about it in terms of the seeds. So now you're looking at Hustler in 1st place with the first round bye, and then you got Jose in 2nd place. 1 game behind at 9-5. Hustler was at 10-4. So 2 of them with first round buys, and then Chief in a position he's never been in before. Right. Out of the top 2, sitting in 3rd, going into the playoffs. So that means he doesn't have a bye in this first round. So he's actually got to do some work this week.
But presumably that's what he wants.
Right. So he's sitting there at 8-6, and then you got King C. Loke also at 8-6. And I got to admit, his record snuck up on me. Because I'm sitting there, for some reason in my head, I was like, okay, he's going to be 7 or 6 or lower, like after last weekend, that's what I was just thinking. It was just, and now it's like, damn, that boy's up there, tied with Chief. Okay, so I give it to you. I'll give it to you. King CeeLo, you did some work this season, okay? Absolutely. It was a roller coaster, but you did some work. So, and then we got the Baller in 5th place. At 7-7.
Might I remind you, though, I think I was in 9th at one point in time.
Yeah.
That's for what it's worth.
You didn't bring that damn sign with you.
No, I didn't bring this stuff.
So Baller worked his way out of the basement. So, he did the dishes, climbed the stairs, and stayed out. Okay. And then we got X-Men at 6th, which surprised me because I expected him to be in the top 3 or 4,
Right. And he was earlier.
So he was.
Yeah.
So things slid a little bit, but he hung in there enough. So he got the final playoff spot. And then there's DC Party Larry. He made it to the top of the stairs, though. He ain't in the basement.
No, definitely.
He's not even close to the basement.
Definitely not.
And I got to tell you, so one of the things that we took a look at, and I guess we'll show it to you here in just a second, was when you're tied, it ranks you by points scored, and you are out of the playoff by 20 points over the course of a season.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Yeah, 20 or 28, whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So
but between him and X-Men, extremely tight.
Oh man.
Yeah, just a few moves, few plays, few catches, few first downs here and there throughout the season. And very easily could have been DC Party Larry in that 6th seed.
Yep. And then we got the rest of us, the spoiler crew. Moon Pies finished off at 6 and 8 in 8th place. She worked hard to try to defend her title, but it just wasn't meant to be this season. So,
Yeah, she put up, pretty good effort.
Yep.
Good effort for what it's worth. The record may not totally reflect that, but week by week basis, she was definitely putting up effort.
Yep. And then I'm sitting there at 5 and 9, big dog 5 and 9 in 9th place, and I tell you what, I think I had a good enough squad. I just had bad luck at the wrong time, because I'd end up playing somebody that I had to score 200 points to beat, and I'd score 150, and then I'd play somebody else and score 160 and win. It's like, God, this is crazy,
Yeah.
So it was just a crazy kind of year.
Every dog has his day 5 times a season.
Oh, I need to get back to the glory days. Okay. And then we got Sandbox sitting there in 10th with a record of 3 and 11. And he just had several back-to-back weeks of
bad luck,
bad injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just snake bit this year.
He really was. He really was. Because he had quality players on the squad, but just dealt with a slew of injuries back-to-back, week to week throughout the entire season. And that does make it kind of rough.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at the players that he drafted, ESPN had him projected to be in first.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So, all right. And then just to give y'all an idea of how close the scoring was, so all you folks with the 7-7 records, which is Baller on down to Party Larry, is the points that separated you. Okay. And if you look at the points right there, man, it was tight. So, 28 points was the difference between being in the playoffs and not being in the playoffs between X-Men and DC Party Larry.
Yep. So, exactly, 28 points. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. So, since we're looking at the points, this is something else I've kind of been watching and monitoring, and we talked about it a little bit before we started recording. If you look at the points just kind of going down, Hustler's got 29, a little bit over 2,900. Jose sitting there at 2635. Chiefs got over 2,800. Los got 2,591. I've got a little over 2,700. X-Men's got just under 2,600. Party Larry, right there, almost 2,600. Moon Pies, over 2,700.
Mm-hmm.
You, over 2,600.
Yep.
And Sandbox, even 2,540. So, obviously, you still got to win your matchups when you have.
It's the matchups. It is really the matchups.
But going by the points that teams have put up, you might not expect Jose to be in the second seed.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
You'd expect him to be down there around 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, which is why we kind of been saying he's been working some magic this season.
Okay, but here's how I can tell you that he's been praying to Jobu, okay? Because if you look at the points against, right? Mm-hmm. So when you matched up, and you lose,
right.
What'd your opponent score? If you look at mine, my opponent scored 2,800 points against me. Right. It was like everybody had a good week against me.
Damn, everybody whooped your ass.
No, that's not what I said. That is not what I said. Everybody appeared to have a good week against me. And then if you look at King CeeLo, Jose,
yeah,
everybody had a bad week against him.
That's true.
2,400 points was the total scored against him.
That's the lowest.
That's the lowest. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's all about the matchups, and the timing. So
yeah, no doubt. Even looking at King CeeLo's points, somehow he worked his way up in there. Although several teams have more points than he does. Right. Some of them not in the playoffs, but
right.
Hey, he's earned his way.
Like me, DC Party Larry.
Yeah.
Moon Pies. The Sandbox almost made it ahead of him too. So but we ain't picking on you. We just pointing out some statistical anomalies.
Yeah. Just an observation, man. Just an observation.
Oh man. And then I guess that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So because let's go to the playoff brackets. Do we have those already?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see here.
Yeah, let's check out these matchups, man.
So we got Hustler with the bye, sitting in first. We got the Baller versus King CeeLo. So what you gonna do there? What you gonna do?
Well, let's just say the way things have turned out, where we've all landed, it's not a bad place to be.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you feeling good going up against King CeeLo?
I mean, I feel good just the fact that I'm in the playoffs at all. Just the fact that I am in the playoffs. But, sometimes how you size up an opponent, you're looking at the schedule and you kind of circle.
Right.
I feel like I can get this one.
So what you're telling me is, you had a sigh of relief when you made the playoffs, and then when you figured out what the matchup was, you was like, oh, damn, I got this. Is that what you said?
I felt pretty good. Yeah. I felt pretty good. Now, of course, my boys still got to show up. Both got to play.
Right.
Hopefully there's no injuries. But if everything goes according to plan, I feel pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, and then the next playoff bracket is X-Men versus Chief.
All right.
X-Men versus Chief, 7-7 versus 8-6, and this is Chief's first time playing in the first round, so I don't know if he knows how to prepare for it or not. You know what I mean? He hasn't been through the playoff practices, without that bye and all that kind of stuff.
This is true. I just want to take a look and see if what has happened in the previous. Oh, they have only matched up once during the regular season.
Who took that one?
Chief did.
Okay.
Chief did pretty handily, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, not that means anything.
Well, Chief's last score was really low. He was in the 160s. So
yeah, and he left quite a few points on the bench.
Oh, did he? Okay, I didn't notice that. I did not notice that.
Quite a few. Here, we don't know if that was intentional.
All right.
We don't know.
All right. Now, how about X-Men? X-Men lost to Moon Pies this week.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
this is gonna be a good matchup.
No,
they're all at this point. They're all good.
Interesting. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, they're all gonna be good matchups. Obviously, every matchup is critical. It's one and done out of here.
Right.
You lose, you're done. You win, you go forward. just to reiterate, which I know this goes without saying, but at this point, obviously, if you're not in the playoffs, please don't add or drop any players. So for the top six teams, for this week here, week 15, the waiver wire is wide open for you. As we progress into week 16, obviously the two teams that drop off, the restriction would apply to those two teams, and then so on and so forth. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Good luck to everybody. All 16.
Wait a minute, and then Jose's got a bye. Let's not leave Jose out. So
was I getting a little ahead of myself?
Yeah, just a little bit. I hadn't gotten to Jose yet, so Jose is the other bye.
All right.
Okay, Hustler was the first bye. Jose is the second bye.
Okay. And I shouldn't look past my opponent. Let me slow down.
I don't know what Jose's going to do this week because he's used to grinding.
I know. This might hurt him.
He got nothing to do this week.
This might hurt him. He's so used to working all the time, overtime on the weekends. Yeah. We got to see how he acts with this one.
Oh. Hey, you want to take a look at these projections here? Because it didn't have the projections in the playoff bracket. So.
Let's see.
We'll show you all the projections.
For what it's worth, I mean, I don't have my team quite set yet, but we can take a look and see what it's looking like.
So right now, it looks like King CeeLo might be going home early.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, that's what it's looking like because he's projected in the 160s, and that's what he scored the last week.
Got you.
So,
and he's got 10 players filled in.
Yeah, he's got 10 players up in there. So
okay. I like the sound of that.
So we'll see what happens. He might pull some magic out of his hat. He might pick up a QB name of Mike Smith. What was his name?
Oh my God. He has been lucky at moments throughout this season. Hopefully this is not one of those weeks.
All right. And then we got X-Men versus Chief, both of them with 10 players in, but they haven't fine-tuned their rosters. And it looks like about a, 13, almost a 30-point game.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be laughing. I'm going to be commentating. But I think this is going to be a good playoff. So, I'm not sure who I'm going to start rooting for yet. I think I'm leaning your way, Hustler. I think I want you to take it this year. So, I don't want to hear no back-to-back talk coming out of you, though. If you do take it this year, I don't want to hear no back-to-back talk, okay?
Oh, man.
So,
yeah, this is going to be interesting. I mean, obviously, I'm a little selfish in this regard. I would like to, look at who got it?
Oh Lord!
Oh, hold on one second.
Hold on, y'all.
We gotta see. We gotta take this call here. King CeeLo.
What's up, Commish?
You're live on the air, sir. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. How you guys doing?
Oh man, we're doing great, man. We're doing great, man. We just on air, sitting here doing this podcast, man. We were just talking about the matchups.
Oh man, I ain't mean to interrupt you guys or anything. I just think there was a possibility.
You such a lion dog. You know about what time we record this stuff.
No. To be honest, I didn't know if you recorded earlier, if you recorded later. I didn't know if you would be recording it at all. Because I figured the big dog would be so down in the mouth.
Why am I down? I got a high score.
Maybe he would call in sick. Oh, you did get high score. That's crazy. I guess that's a good consolation prize.
And you damn near got low score. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. But you know what I did get? I did get that fourth playoff spot. I mean, you can enjoy that $25.
Right.
And really, you can put that towards watching me work. Maybe I should charge you to watch me. Maybe I should charge you to watch me. Maybe that's what we should do. The people who didn't make the playoffs, we should charge them to continue to watch them.
Oh my Lord!
They got kicking the extra 25.
Yeah. We should charge them to watch the song.
Hustler, Chief, Jose, Baller. Okay, I'm counting on y'all. Okay, don't let this fool come sniff anywhere near the mountaintop. Okay.
Listen. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether I sniff the mountaintop or not, because the only thing that matters is I'm going to be breathing a higher air than you are. You understand what I'm saying? The air from the playoffs is a lot different than the air from the basement.
Oh my Lord!
You know what I'm saying? Sandbox is the foundation, but you are right there. You right
Hey,
there.
hey, look! Come and talk to me after you want a ship, okay? So get yourself a ship, then you can come talk to me. Because until then, you ain't in my league. I got one on the mantle. You ain't got nothing on the mantle, okay?
Well, you're not in my league right now because it's the playoff league. You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Oh, okay.
We can live in history.
You know
we
what
can live in the present.
You know what they say about people who are happy just to get there?
I don't know what they say.
They don't win nothing because they too happy about just making it. Okay.
What they say about the people who didn't get there?
Hey, we just gonna work harder next year. That's all. That's all.
Yeah.
See, that's the crazy thing. That you focus your whole thing on beating King CeeLo. Now, you said that earlier in the podcast. As long as I finish hiding CeeLo, I'm happy. I want to know how you feel.
Hey, you know, we running long on this podcast now. We running long on this podcast. You're burning up my airtime.
I'm not gonna be before you long. I'm just gonna say, hey, good luck to you next week, Commish. Dave, I don't know what you're gonna do. Maybe you can pick up a hobby, maybe woodwork or something like that. You know what I mean? Keep yourself busy.
So, because you definitely are on air, you got anything to say to the rest of the league?
Look, the only thing I got to say to the league is I told y'all what I was gonna do. I told y'all what was gonna happen if y'all let me in the league. Now I can't guarantee a championship victory, but what I can guarantee is I've enjoyed the ride, and I'm sure y'all have enjoyed watching me rise like cream to the top. You know what I'm saying? So I leave y'all with that. Good luck to you, Commish.
Likewise.
Find something to keep yourself busy. You know what I'm saying? And you know.
Likewise, bro. I wish you well as well, King CeeLo. I'm sure we'll be in touch with each other as the matchups go out through. I don't know if you got anybody Thursday night, but Sunday for sure. I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be in close communication. I'm sure.
No doubt.
You gentlemen have yourselves a great night, and Loke out.
All right, later. Well, there you go. You heard it from Loke himself. Y'all whoop his ass. Y'all just whoop his ass, please.
Oh, man.
And King CeeLo, I know you're going to see this. I don't care. Whoop his ass.
It's going to be good.
Oh, man.
Good luck to all 6 playoff contenders. I wish everybody the best. Hopefully there's no serious injuries that you have to deal with. But then again, that's just a part of managing this fantasy world.
All right, y'all. That was the Week 14 recap heading into the playoffs. Good luck, everybody.